Hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be creating tote bags that you can decorate with either acrylic paints, fabric paints, markers, anything like that. We did a video on this a while back when I did some children's totes for my grandkids to make library tote bags, and I had a few questions on it from folks, so I figured I'd redo the video and kind of give you a better idea of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it using the tote bags that I have that I was able to get from Amazon, and this is a sponsored post. So I will leave a link to the actual tote bags that I use in this project for you in the description. These are lightweight totes, and they are cotton, and they're great for, I guess you might use them for shopping, like reusable shopping bags. They'd also be great if you have a business and you want to put a logo or something on them. They're thin, so they don't cost much or weigh much to ship them, or if you want to kind of carry them around. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes, and I'm actually going to preheat this, and I'm going to preheat it at 330 degrees for about maybe 45 seconds or so. I'll make sure I cover it first just to make sure I have something on the top to protect the top of the platen. I have also, you'll notice, put paper inside of it because I don't want the design that I print to go from the top all the way through the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will be back when it has preheated. Okay, while it's preheating, I thought I would say a few things about the sublimation on this cotton tote. The reason that it works is because you're actually just putting down an outline for you to decorate. You're actually going to be putting something that's more permanent, like your permanent marker or your acrylic or your fabric paint, to keep the design in place. The only thing that I'm doing with the sublimation transfer is, let me give it a little bit more time, it's still a little wrinkled. The only thing that I'm doing with the sublimation transfer is I am giving me an outline to work with. So if you were going to freehand or paint your tote bag, you might want to do it without the transfer. But if you want to provide something for someone to have an outline to paint with, the transfer is a perfect way to do that. And today we're going to do a couple of different totes. A couple we're going to do with just the outline, and then we're going to do a couple of them where we actually use colored outlines. Okay. I put a little box around this one. You don't have to do that. Let's see. I'm going to make sure this is centered, and I'm going to put a little bit of tape here to make sure that it stays. And it has been preheated, and I am going to cover it up, and then I'm going to press it. It's at 330, so I'm going to press it for 2 minutes. When you normally use sublimation transfers, you normally go much higher than 330, and you typically will go from 45 to maybe 50 seconds. Because this is cotton and I don't want to scorch it, and I want to just leave the outline, it's not that important that the color be that rich or vibrant. I think at a 330, that works, and then 2 minutes is fine. You will need to play around with your transfer paper and also your heat press to make sure that these times work for you. You can increase or decrease the time depending on how your transfers turn out or how much of the ink transfers onto the cotton tote. In some cases, I have used these transfers, and I've done 2 or 3 of them on the same tote because I only really needed the outlines. But today, I'm just going to do 1 transfer per tote. like I said, you're going to have to play around with it and see how it works for you. So I am going to let this continue to press, and I will be right back when it's ready to reveal. Alrighty, we are going to go ahead and lift up now and see how it looks. If for some reason it's not dark enough, we can always just put it back down again and press a little longer. But just looking at this, I think we're going to be fine. I can see where the outline of the sublimation transfer has come on the cover paper. Just lift it up from the bottom here. And that worked. Okay. Now, this is really all you need. When you paint this, you're going to just use your markers, your acrylic paint, whatever you're using to decorate, fabric paint. You'll also still want to keep something inside to keep it from, going through to the back. Normally, I just put a piece of cardboard or something in there. And you can create your very own custom painted bag. You can sell these at farmers markets, painted or blank like this, so someone can decorate it themselves. When I used to do markets, these were always something that were pretty popular. Okay, so that is one. I'm going to grab another one. And we're going to preheat this one as well. Alrighty, this has been preheated. And yep, it's relatively smooth here. And I will tell you something else about when you're creating these. You do not have to have a heat press. You can do this project with a home iron or one of the handheld presses, like the Easy Press. And the reason why that works is because, again, the only thing you want is an outline. So the amount of pressure and coverage can, oops, let me pick this up. I have ink on my hand. I had to change the ink in one of my printers, and I had a little bit of a mishap, and I should have put gloves on, but I didn't, so I have ink underneath my fingernails. So I have to be careful with that. Normally I'll put gloves on when I change ink. I just forgot to this time. Okay, we are going to go ahead and press this second one. And like I was saying, you can use a home iron. You just have to kind of go over the image, several times to make sure that it's transferring. You want to put it on a hard surface. You want to have your iron on the highest temperature, maybe like a linen or a cotton, and you just rub until the ink actually transfers. It may not be quite as dark, but does it really matter when you're going to paint over it? Probably not. So, where are we? Well, as we are waiting on this particular tote to press, I do want to remind you, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do so. Take a look at our Sublimation Bootcamp playlist. If you are new to sublimation and you want to check out a couple of different projects, I have them all listed there. And if you don't mind making a comment or liking this video, I would certainly appreciate it. Okay, this one is all done as well. We'll lift our paper up. It has transferred again on our cover sheet. And let's lift up our transfer paper here and see what we have. Another really nice image. If you want these images, I will leave the link below. I did get them from Creative Fabrica, and I think they're kind of neat. They lend well for coloring or painting. So here we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do one more, and this is kind of a color your own tote bag with a twist. So stick around for that one. Alrighty, we are done with the preheat on these, on this tote. And these are, again, these are Salt Earth reusable tote bags. And I will put a link in the description if you want to buy these particular bags. Okay, this is the twist. This is a color image that I am going to sublimate onto this cotton bag. Now, the color is not going to be vibrant, but that's not the point. The point is I want to give myself kind of a guide to coloring or painting an image that I might not ordinarily, well, there's no way that I would ordinarily be able to draw this, but it will look really nice when I put the paint on top. And when I'm actually going to do this one, and I will come back at a later time and show some of these projects that I have completed, or if they're for someone else when they complete them and they send me a picture. But this is the twist. It does not matter that the image is muted and the colors are not vibrant. Your vibrant colors are going to come from your taking the time to paint or use the permanent markers, fabric paint, acrylic paint, whatever you're putting on to finish the product or the project. That's where it's going to kind of make it pop. If you're using acrylic or fabric paint, when you're finished, I probably would take a warm iron and iron over it just to kind of set it. And depending on the fabric paint that you're using, it'll tell you to do that. So I do it even when I use permanent markers. I'm not sure if it really does anything, but since I do it for the acrylic paint and the acrylic fabric paint, acrylic paint fabric markers, I do it for the permanent markers as well. And a side note, if you're using regular acrylic paint, you can buy fabric medium and mix it in with the acrylic paint, and it will give it kind of a softer feel, and it will last longer on your project. But yeah, this is just something fun to add to your projects. If you are giving it as a gift, it's kind of neat to just throw in the markers and something, maybe a piece of cardboard in the inside, so the person already has everything that they need. Or you can throw in the acrylic paint and or the fabric acrylic paint and some paint brushes. So yeah, this is, like I said, a pretty fun project to do. And we are almost finished with our 2 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead and lift up. We'll move it out of the way. I can always tell when I have a good press because I can see the image on my throwaway paper. Oh, wow. Oh. Look at that. That is cute. Okay, so when I get ready to paint this, this is just going to give me some ideas or a guide to kind of what I want to do on the paint. And I'd probably use a really nice light, a light layer of paint. I mean, you don't want to slather it on too thick, but it's going to look really nice. Yeah, this is the one I'm doing, so eventually you'll get to see it. Okay, alrighty. Let me grab all of the ones that we've done and we will end this project for today. All right, I went ahead and did one more because I already had the image printed. And so, let's see. Oops. Okay, that is going to be a really nice tote when it's painted. So move it over. These are the ones that we have. Okay, so if this is a project that you want to try, please leave a note or a comment below, and I do appreciate you stopping by our channel, and I will see you on the next project. Bye.